I had this channel message come to me all night last night and then first thing this morning, and I couldn't get it out of my head until I came here to record. There is somebody who's listening to this who has been through a lot of narcissistic and verbal abuse, whether it be, I'm seeing very strongly from like a female figure, like a mother. I'm also seeing friend and within a relationship. And you're in that stage where the words are really starting to affect you and you've started to internalize them and take them as being real. And I'm here to reassure you that they're not. When someone is telling you day in, day out how shit you are, how bad you are, how much of a failure you are, and all these negative things, you begin to swallow them. And it's very hard not to. You can say, oh yeah, well, they don't mean it, but when you're hearing it all the time, it really does begin to affect you, and you swallow every single word. And because you're hearing them all the time, it is constantly being affirmed to you, all these negative things, and you start seeing yourself that way. And even if it's not a conscious thing, subconsciously, because you're being told that day in, day out, you start looking at yourself differently and thinking, well, maybe they're right, maybe I am this and I am that. And it just further feeds this toxic narrative inside of you, and that is their sole intention. The person who is being like this with you and who is verbally abusing you and narcissistically abusing you and trying to make you feel these things about yourself, that is their intention. They want you to hate yourself because they don't like themselves, and they see a light about you that they want to diminish and put out. One of the key things that is beneficial for healing from this is therapy. Therapy is absolutely fucking brilliant, but I understand that it's not as accessible for some people than it is for others. I was lucky to get mine through the NHS, so I got mine for free. But for some people, that's not an option, and they'll have to pay for it, and therapy is so expensive. It's really annoying. I think it's so bad how the things that are most beneficial for us are expensive and can be out of reach. But there's also things, if you want to do things spiritually, there's guided meditations, there's Reiki sessions. I really recommend guided meditations and Reiki sessions because they are so beneficial and they really gut you from the inside out, especially breath work as well. Breath work is a really good one for clearing all those old stagnant energies, those stuck traumatic energies. It clears them. It really dives deep and helps clear some of that trauma and that energetic heaviness. A technique that I really like to do that I found incredibly beneficial for me was self-soothing, but not just self-soothing myself in the present, but past versions of myself too. So I would go into like a meditative state and I would envision the version of me who was going through narcissistic abuse and verbal abuse and being told these things about myself. And I'd picture myself at my lowest and I would envision myself soothing her, hugging her, sending her love. Like I would visualize the connection from my heart chakra to her heart and sending it green and pink energies to hers to heal her, filling her with golden light, soothing myself, and I really needed it the most. Those past versions are the ones who are experiencing it. I believe that revising the past and healing past versions of yourself is extremely transformative and powerful. It's a very powerful technique to do, to be able to access moments in your life where you were at your most vulnerable and at your most hurt, and be able to kind of go back in your mind to that moment and really support and soothe that version of yourself. I understand that it's so much more difficult if you are living at home still and you have a toxic parent or a narcissistic parent. If it's a situation where you don't live with the person who is being verbally abusive to you and being narcissistically abusive towards you, then cut them off. You shouldn't have to put up with something like that from anybody. You shouldn't have anybody making you feel less than. And I know that's a lot easier said than done if it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your partner or your parent or your sibling. It's still necessary to put your peace first and protect yourself and honor yourself. And if you have somebody being like this towards you, to not feel shame in cutting them off. Life is too short to be disrespected and made to feel less than every day by somebody who's meant to love you and care for you. It can also be very powerful to make them aware that you know what they're doing to you by saying to them, you're being verbally abusive to me and I can see that you're putting me down because you feel bad about yourself. You must recognize this person is their own worst enemy, and that's why they're doing things like this, because they're broken themselves on the inside, and that's why they want to try and break you. Everything they say about you is a projection of how they feel about themselves. It's important that you make the effort to reclaim your power and decide that they don't get to do this to you any longer. This has been a really difficult reading thus far. I just want to say that if this is you and you are listening to this and it's resonating with you, that there is support out there, but you do not deserve to go through this any longer. And when you do healing for these things, sometimes they do pop up again. Obviously, healing isn't linear, and you can have moments where you feel like I'm really healed and recovered from this, and then you get triggered down the line. But it's about reassessing and re-healing when you do get triggered. Healing is a hard thing to do, but it is a very, very beautiful thing. It's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful gift to have. If this is you playing this message today and listen to this message, it is time for you to take your power back. Another powerful thing to do, as well as to do affirmations to yourself. You can do them in the mirror or just before you go to bed. I would recommend doing it before bed, first thing in the morning, and looking in the mirror at one point of the day. And you will say 12 different affirmations to yourself. They can be, I am loved, I am smart, I am funny, I am beautiful. The things you like about yourself, things you want to become, or things you do actually see about yourself, write them all down, but make them positive. I am beautiful, I am loved, I am cared for, I honour myself, I honour my inner child. And you want to repeat those 12 before bed, first thing in the morning, and at one point in the day looking in the mirror. Just do that. Set an affirmations challenge and watch how it drastically shifts things in your life. As sad as it is to have had this message come through, I feel good about it because I know that this is going to be a changing point. If this has come to you and this resonates with you and you have been in a situation and you're dealing with that right now, it's found you for the right reason, and this is your sign. Reclaim your power. Take your power back. And don't forget, whatever they said to you wasn't true in the first place. Wishing you all blessings. Take care.